The day began like any other for Leon, an ordinary technician assigned to an orbital station that drifted quietly above a blue and gold world. He had never imagined that a single encounter would shift his entire understanding of the universe. Leon kept his life simple, focused on routine tasks and straightforward schedules. Yet the universe had a way of entangling the simple with the extraordinary, and his moment arrived in the form of an unexpected visitor. She appeared in the docking bay without warning, tall and composed, her posture carrying a sense of strength, blended with an odd serenity. Her skin held a faint shimmer like metallic dusk, and her eyes glowed with a steady violet light. Her garments were unfamiliar, woven with a texture that seemed living. The crew around Leon froze at the sight of her, unsure whether she was a threat or an ally. The silence in the bay deepened until her voice resonated across the space. "I am here to guard Leon." Her voice carried an unshakable conviction, and everyone turned toward Leon, who stood among the others feeling a rising confusion. He was neither special nor notable. There was no reason for any alien woman to claim she was here for him. Leon stepped back uncertainly. "Guard me from what?" he asked. Her gaze held firm as she replied, "From the ones who seek you." The crew commander stepped forward, maintaining authority despite clear unease. "Identify yourself. State your purpose more clearly." The alien woman placed her hand gently on her chest in a gesture that seemed ceremonial. "My name is Riala. I come from a distant lineage sworn to a promise made long ago. The one known as Leon is under my protection." The commander signaled a security team to escort her for questioning. Riala did not resist, and as the guards approached, she lowered her shoulders slightly in a gesture of compliance. Before they left, she looked at Leon once more. "I arrive as your guardian. Soon you will understand." Those words lingered in Leon's mind as he watched her leave under guard. Despite the surreal claim, there was something in her tone that felt impossibly calm and true, as though she knew more about him than he knew himself. Riala spent the next hours in an isolated room while the station officials debated what to do with her. Leon returned to his tasks, yet he found his mind circling back to her words again and again. He wondered if it was some kind of mistake or misinformation. Perhaps she had confused him with someone else. Still, her confidence unsettled him. Later that day, he received an unexpected message. The commander requested his presence in the questioning chamber. Leon entered cautiously and found Riala seated at the center of the room, unrestrained, looking composed as ever. The commander frowned at Leon, then gestured toward Riala. "She insists she must speak with you directly. This is your chance to clarify whatever misunderstanding this is." Leon nodded and stepped closer. Riala rose slowly and offered a respectful tilt of her head. "You must not fear me, Leon." "I don't," he replied, though he was not fully certain. "But I do need answers. You will have them." The commander folded his arms. "We will be listening." Riala did not object. Instead, she focused fully on Leon. "Your ancestors were part of a forgotten pact. A human explorer many generations before you crossed paths with my people. He protected one of us during a time of great danger and formed a noble promise that our lineage vowed to honor. His descendants were to be watched from afar and guarded through the ages. My arrival here is the final fulfillment of that old vow." Leon felt disbelief rise in his chest. "That sounds like a legend. How am I connected to any of that? You carry his mark. Not visible to your eyes, but clear to ours." The commander and the staff exchanged doubtful looks, but Riala remained composed, her eyes reflecting a certainty that made Leon hesitate to dismiss her. "I was sent because the ones who hunt the heirs of that pact are drawing near," she continued. "They search for the last living link to that ancient act of courage. That link is you." Leon felt the room tighten around him. The story sounded too extraordinary to be true, yet her calm certainty shook him. What do they want with me? To erase the pact and claim victory over the honor they once failed to uphold. They do not want you to live because your existence is a reminder of their defeat in the past. The commander raised a hand. This is beginning to sound like myth. What evidence can you provide? Riala extended her palm. A pulse of light shimmered from her skin, forming symbols in the air that looked ancient yet distinctly purposeful. The symbols shaped images of two alien factions locked in conflict. Then the images shifted to show a human explorer standing between them, not in battle, but in a gesture of peace and protection. She then revealed a final symbol that spiraled into a pattern that only Leon could sense with a strange familiarity. The room fell silent. Leon stepped forward, drawn inexplicably to the symbol. Something within him recognized it, though he had never seen it before. It stirred memories that were not his, but seemed embedded within his being. "What is that?" he asked quietly. Riala placed her hand over her heart again. "The mark. Only the descendants of that human can perceive its resonance. You feel it because it is part of you." The commander exhaled heavily. "This is beyond our current understanding. But if there is a threat approaching, we must contact Central Command." Riala's expression darkened. "There is no time?" "They are already moving." An alarm suddenly echoed across the station, signaling a breach at the outer perimeter. Leon felt his chest tighten. The commander snapped into action, ordering security teams to prepare and defensive shields to activate. Riala stepped forward with urgency. "They have found him. We must move." Leon hesitated only a moment before following her. The commander ordered 2 security guards to accompany them. They moved through the station corridors with rapid steps, the tremor of distant impacts shaking the structure. Something had latched on to the station from outside. As they ran, Riala explained the attackers. They came from a faction that once warred with her people generations ago. When the human explorer saved her ancestor, they saw it as a humiliation. The peace that followed favored Riala's lineage, and this rival faction had since vowed to one day sever the symbolic bond that represented their failure. They hunted the descendants of that explorer, so the lineage of gratitude would fade. The last known descendant was Leon. The group reached an observation deck where the battle became visible through the reinforced glass. Strange vessels clung to the station's hull, their shapes jagged and predatory. Sparks burst across the structure as defense turrets engaged. The attackers were relentless. Leon felt a cold weight settle in his chest. This conflict existed because of him. Not through any action of his, but because of a promise made long before he was born. One of the guards stepped forward. "We need to get him to the escape section. If they are targeting him directly, we must not let them reach him." Riala shook her head. "Escape pods cannot outrun their shadowcraft. They will capture him before he reaches the nearest moon." Leon looked at her. "Then what do? We must reach the energy core. There is an ancient signal I can activate. It will summon my people. But I require your presence because the pact was built upon unity between our kinds. Alone I cannot awaken it." The urgency in her voice left no room for doubt. Leon nodded firmly. "Then let's go." They dashed through corridors that trembled under the strain of ongoing assault. Falling sparks scattered from the ceiling as lights flickered. Leon felt the adrenaline surge through him with each rapid step. Riala moved with fluid precision, guiding them through maintenance paths and supply corridors. Suddenly, a violent blast rocked the corridor ahead, and a section collapsed, blocking the main route. Riala quickly took a side passage leading through a dim sector seldom used. The guards followed, but one stumbled when another tremor shook the floor. Leon helped him back up without hesitation. "You must reach the core," the guard insisted. "We will hold off anything that follows." Riala paused, then gave a respectful nod. Your courage honors this station. The two guards took defensive positions, while Riala and Leon pressed forward. Leon's heart pounded as they raced through the narrowing corridors. The deeper they went, the more the air hummed with rising energy from the core chamber. At last they reached the large circular door that sealed the energy core. Riala placed her hand on the control panel. The door responded to her touch, opening with a resonant vibration. Inside the chamber pulsed the heart of the station, a towering cylindrical generator emitting streams of radiant power. Leon stepped inside, feeling the warmth of the energy wash over him. What do I need to do? Stand beside the main pillar. Your presence activates the old recognition sequence. I will initiate the call. Leon approached the pillar and placed his hand on its smooth surface. It responded with a soft echo of light. Riala faced the generator and raised both palms. A field of shimmering energy expanded around her, flowing into the pillar. The chamber vibrated as symbols of light spiraled around Leon. He felt a deep resonance pulse through him like the echo of ancient words spoken long before he existed. Riala's voice grew strong. The lineage calls. The pact lives. A beam of light shot upward through the chamber and out into the sky beyond the station. Leon felt the pulse rush through him, leaving him breathless. Riala lowered her hands, breathing heavily. They will come. You have awakened the call. Now we must endure until they arrive.